we're working on the independent work. Here is problem 104. So the problem says, Zaria wants you to solve this puzzle. I'm thinking of a number, so I'm going to draw a box. If you divide my number by 2 and subtract 4, you will get 2. What's my number? So there's two different ways we can try and solve this problem. One of the ways that we could solve it is by guessing and checking. Let's do that first. So if we guess a number, let's start with, I don't know, to maybe 10. Okay? Then what we can do is, let me change colors. Go back to green. So if we guess that the number's 10, then we can take 10 divided by 2, which is 5. The next step would be to subtract 4, and then we'll see if it equals 2. Well, in actuality, 5 minus 4 is just 1, and 1 does not equal 2. So, that's a little bit too low on this side, right? The 1's a little bit low, so let's try something a little bit larger. If we go back, we can try it again. So, our next number, let's try a different color. Let's try pink. Let's try to see if 12 works. 12 divided by 2, that's our first step, which is 6. Then we'll subtract 4. Then we'll see if it equals 2. And guess what? 6 minus 4, it is 2. And 2 equals 2. So that's how we check. Okay? Another way we could do this problem is by using working backwards. So let me show you how you would do that. So the second way would be to work backwards. What I mean by that is we can take these steps and kind of work them backwards to figure out what number would go here. So in this problem, the first thing we should do is, let me pick another color too. Let's go with red. So in this problem, we end up with 2, but the last step is that we would subtract 4. So when you work backwards, in other words, you go opposite, or you do the opposite of what the problem tells you to do. So if we end up with 2, well, what did we do right before that? We subtracted 4. So we would take 2 and we would add 4, and then that would be 6. Okay? Now, we still have to deal with this part of the equation. So 6 is going to be equal to something divided by 2. How do we undo division? Well, to undo division, right, the opposite of division is multiplication. So to undo the dividing by 2, if we multiply both sides by 2, so if we multiply this side by 2 and we multiply this side by 2, we would end up with 12 is what that box is equal to. Okay? So 12 is equal to the original number. How do we check? Great question. Let's check our work and make sure that we have solved this correctly. So if we take our number, which is 12, and if we divide by 2 and subtract 4, we should get 2. 12 divided by 2 would be 6. 6 minus 4 should equal 2. And surely enough, 2 does equal 2, so that works. The correct answer to this problem, so Zaria, Z-A-R-I-A, Zaria's number is 12. Okay, make sure you circle your answers.